What is up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to your daily fantasy quickie. What's up, fellow bench warmers? Welcome to another quickie. It's another. There were a few games today, not that many, and a lot of worry players once again. But two of our worry players in the past few days showed up today. Of course, I'm your host, JJT, with Komish, James Harden and Lillard. Let's start off with that just quickly. We were talking about them for the past few quickies, or a few quickies ago.
And I've seen, I follow different fantasy groups, and I've seen the panic of people, and I've seen the trades that have happened with Harden and Lillard, and it was a matter of time between the two of them that they would perform. Harden, we're afraid of the free throws. Today he had 19 attempts. So I guess I think overall his average will go down this year, but it won't be 3 free throws, and we told you that. And then also we know that he's rehab from hamstring is the reason why he said the reason why he had a slow start, which I kind of believe him, because he looks big. He looks very big. So
not as big as the last time we saw him in Houston, right?
Not that big, but he's also big. He doesn't. He's not the slim Harden that we know in Houston, the early Houston days. So I think he's really just a slow starter. And if you want to buy low on Harden, go ahead. But I'm addressing this to the owners of Harden right now, the ones who want to sell. I think you should not really sell for cheap. I mean, of course, if it's Harden, you will sell for a player ranked lower, but not the SGAs, not the Lamelo. Because I've seen Harden for Lamelo trades. I've seen Harden for Chris Paul +1. Those trades, do not do that. Do not do that. You should get at least a Tatum, maybe even an Embiid, even a Trae Young. In our league, it was Harden. That trade, I would say, is the best.
Harden and who?
Harden for Trae.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, for the Harden owner, I think that's one of the better returns that I've seen. And I think for the Trae owner, that was perfect move. I like it for the Trae owner. I like it for the Trae owner.
The one who received Trae.
The one who received Harden. I like
who received Harden.
But that trade for me at least is okay. Both got first rounders.
Yeah, it's not too far off. I mean, the offers are not that absurd. Because there have been, when we talk about buy low, there have been really low,
really low offers. So don't panic, guys. Don't panic. The more with Lillard. I mean, Lillard is crazy. The news of Josh Lloyd really went around the fantasy world. Then crazy people panicking left and right.
Josh Lloyd, and I think it's because unlike Harden, I guess the floor of Lillard was a little lower than Harden. I mean, Harden, the ceiling of Harden was like, we felt that it could be top 3, top 4, top 5. The ceiling of Lillard might not be as high as Harden's.
Yeah, but the trades that were happening was absurd.
Yeah, the offers were absurd.
I've were absurd.
Seen some of the offers or some of the questions, and it was really crazy offers. I mean, when you say buy low, make it a fair deal, right? I mean, not to. It's obviously something that's not gonna be approved, right?
Yeah.
There have been offers that obviously won't be approved, but make it quite interesting. Like when I'm the Lillard owner, when I see the trade, I'll really think about it. Right?
Yes,
I'll really think about it.
And another thing I want to add: buy low, sell high nowadays in this time of Viber, internet, Facebook groups everywhere is really hard because everybody knows the concept. Everybody knows, who's trending down, who's trending up, who are being bought low, who are being sold high. So everybody knows
and
that.
Why certain players are being.
So do not attempt a super unreasonable deal because you're wasting your time.
Especially in very competitive leagues.
Yes. Correct.
I mean, maybe in public leagues where you don't know the people who you are, or they're not really people you are in touch with, right? Maybe that can pass or that can go through, but in very competitive leagues, it's not something that's that can be approved.
I'll give names: Lillard, Trey. Again, for me, Lillard, Trey Young. Paul George won't fly. I think Paul George will be higher than Lillard. Jimmy Butler is possible, although he's playing very well, first round value, but possible because the owner might think that I'm selling high on Jimmy Butler, and you're thinking like, okay, I'm selling Lillard low. So Butler can be a target. So
unfortunately, if we look into the second rounders this year, no one's really wowing us, right? That
I agree.
Other than Jimmy Butler, there's really no one who's wowing us. It would have been because when we say buy low on Lillard, maybe you could throw in a second rounder. That's already a good deal, a fair deal for both of you. Unfortunately, there's really no second rounder right now who's at the level of close to being a first rounder. So that's gonna be a hard sell. And you may want to say, maybe I could offer Miles Bridges, who's playing like a first rounder, but that's possible. But I don't think a Lillard owner would bite there.
No, they won't. If they bite, then that's really wrong.
Maybe a Miles Bridges +1, maybe.
Even a Miles Bridges +1, you should not do that. As a Lillard owner, I'm right today. We're addressing those who are owning these people, not people who are trying to get them. And if you are a Lillard owner, the only players I'm gonna think of is Tatum, is Trae Young, and Jimmy Butler. Of course, Embiid, but I doubt the Embiid owner will sell. But any package with these three players is okay for me. But if it's like Lamelo +1, SGA +1, or even Julius Randle +1, no.
There was an offer to me, Fred VanVleet and SGA for Lillard.
That's a solid offer. Now that's a solid offer. I would generally not like that, but if it's a deep league, then maybe that's okay. If it's a shallow league, no. But if it's a deep league, I can consider that. Is that SGA? Is that SGA?
SGA and Fred VanVleet.
Okay. Maybe not. Maybe not.
But yeah, well,
Joseph, one of our friend, Joseph Crisostomo, he always messages me. He was able to acquire Lillard today for SG.
Yeah, SGA plus another one.
Yeah, SGA plus another player. Not. I guess not with you, right?
No. It's a different league. It's a different.
Yeah,
it's a
SGA. I forgot who's the other one. SGA plus Jarrett Allen. SGA plus Jarrett Allen for Lillard. And I told him go. Because SGA is also a question mark. There's lots of risk with SGA. So that's a good deal. And he said he picked up Hassan Whiteside. That's the kind of moves that I think is really shrewd. Because, Whiteside is no Allen. But, I mean, if you squint a little, maybe you could say that they give you a little bit of the same stats. So, that's a good move. That's a good move.
Hassan has been not bad for someone you pick up from the waiver. I mean, in 20 minutes, he averages around a little below 20 minutes. Scores around 8-10 points and a few blocks here and there. I mean, you know what you get when you get Hassan Whiteside, right?
Yeah.
Just the blocks and some rebounding help.
Those are the kinds of deals you should not make. Getting SGA and Allen for Lillard, those you should not do. Do not do that.
I have a couple of SGAs.
No, please.
I'm not sure how I'm gonna try and deal with SGA, but yeah, we'll see. I'm not too big on it. I'm not too patient and get trying
I've been
to find
terrible in
traders.
trades this year. I've been terrible in trades. Nobody has been.
Nobody's accepting.
Nobody's accepting our
I saw one of
offers.
the teams we co-manage. There are a lot of offers, all rejected, and they're not low ball.
They're not
offers.
bad. Yeah,
they're
they're
not
not
bad.
bad.
They're not bad. I mean, they're
In
not.
fairness to them, they
The
answer
offers
back.
were like Jaren Jackson Jr., right? We're offering those players like
Fournier,
Jaren Jackson, Fournier.
Yeah.
So
And-
these are not really players who are struggling. In fact, they are playing well. I mean, Jaren Jackson may not be playing yet to the level we want, but Fournier has been okay, right, for where he was drafted.
My strategy there was I wanted to get Anthony Edwards, and the Nickeil Alexander-Walker I know was struggling, so I just added him so that the owner might be fed up with Nickeil at this point, and then give him to us. I plan to drop him anyway eventually, but well, at least the owner answered, and he was nice. He answered back. He gave the excuse that the reason why he did not accept, which is because he's an Anthony Edwards fan, which is, well, we can't do anything about that.
That's how some trades can work as well. If you know which players they want,
yes,
include those types of players.
In our league with Jeremy, in our high school friends league, I had a deal Lillard, Randall for Trae Young and Sabonis, and the owner thought about it. It was almost, I think he was gonna say yes, but he suddenly said no because Trae Young is his personal collection of his cards. So he said, I just can't give him up. So I said, okay. I mean, what can I do, right?
But that was a good trade. Like you just switched first and second rounders.
Exactly. And I was looking for the safer players.
And that already is kind of a buy low on the Lillard.
Yes. Yes.
Right? I mean,
but as I said, I have not had luck this year with trades so far. So I don't know. Let's see.
So that's how Harden and Lillard is so far. We'll see. Hopefully they can sustain it in the next few games. Lillard played a little better today. I think he scored
not a little,
25.
much better.
Yeah, much better. He shot a little better.
Yeah.
Not still the type of Lillard shooting percentages, but
we'll take it.
We'll take it. But these players, we are worried. Lamelo Ball, we've been talking about Lamelo Ball.
Yes,
another bad game. Days.
What's the stats? 2 out of 14? 2 out of 14, I think.
Shooting. And the minutes are low, like in the 20s. I mean,
that's what we were talking about.
Actually, most of them in Charlotte are playing in their 20s, but 29, 30, maybe just a few who plays 30 minutes.
And we talked about it. We don't know what's happening with Lamelo's minutes. I still don't know why. It's still Ish Smith. It's still I don't know. Ish did not play well today, but Lamelo didn't play well either.
Well, all of them didn't play well today. It was against Miami, so it was not as easy as an opponent.
I think Lamelo is still a buy for me. I'm still a believer in Lamelo. I still think it's a buy low moment. Again, I tried to pick him up in our co-managed league for Chris Paul, but I was rejected again. But
that's Chris Paul already, and Chris Paul is playing well. I mean, decent, right? Still the solid Chris Paul.
I thought that would go in.
But Chris Paul is another player who's hard to trade because of his age. I mean,
that's true.
He is solid every time, every year, but really hard to trade because people expect him to get injured, right? Or
I agree.
Old, right? And again, Lamelo is another sexy pick of a player, so probably
if you own Lamelo, hold on. I think better. Of course, he'll be better. If you want to pick him up, I think this is the time. Trade.
Right now, who would you rather have, Lamelo or Michael Porter Jr.?
Lamelo,
who had another subpar game again today, but
he's not in our worry players because I do not want to put him every day because I don't know what to write anymore about him because it's repeating things already. But Lamelo.
All right.
Michael, there's been questions about whether Michael Porter will end up higher than Tobias, then now Miles Bridges. It goes down and down, and I think he will finish top 50, not top 30. That's Michael Porter Jr. But Lamelo will be a top 30 player at the very least. At the very least, I still believe that will happen. So still Lamelo. I thought you're gonna ask me who I'd rather have, Lamelo or Chris Paul. That would be harder. But I would still like Lamelo.
Yeah.
I would prefer Lamelo.
Another player, Kyle Lowry, has been poor. I think he has an injury. I saw in the notes that he has an elbow injury right now. But yeah, the assists are okay.
7 assists,
I guess,
a game.
I mean, yeah, not bad, right? But the scoring, everything you look for when you got Lowry, other than the assists, you really can't find it.
In our locker room, someone posted. Did you see that? He wants to sell. Yet. He wants to sell Lowry. Who can he sell? He wants to sell low. Who can he get? He was asking people. I answered that. I think I could address it here that if you want to sell Lowry, maybe this is not the time, because it's really rock bottom already for Kyle Lowry. I don't know who he could get, but I gave some names like Desmond Bain, maybe Tyler Hero, maybe even those Jordan Pooles and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Those are the kind of new guys that have been playing kind of well, but that's really selling low on Lowry. So I think you wait for him to have a good game. Jeremy said the elbow. That might explain the shooting, but his steals is not even one steal a game this year. So maybe he's not healthy. But let's wait. Let's give him a couple more weeks.
Not healthy plus adjustment to a new team. I think that has an impact as well. It's not as easy to, and he didn't play much, right? He was injured pretty much. He just played a couple of preseason games, right? So
do you agree with the names I gave?
Well, yeah, probably you can, but I don't think you can get those players the way they are playing right now. I don't think managers or owners of those players would want to. Again, this is a trade between an old player and a younger player.
That's true.
People usually tend to lean on the younger players because they feel that the injuries are less likely to happen.
But if not these players, if let's say you're telling me Kemba or you're telling me Mike Conley, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So right. So after these players, if not Kemba, Mike Conley, or these young players, I don't know who's left. Reggie Jackson. I mean, I'd rather have Kyle Lowry than those guys. So stay. If you can't get those names that we mentioned, I even mentioned Isaiah Stewart. If you can't get those struggling names or those players, then you just...
I got Isaiah Stewart for Kyle Lowry, and I thought I made a bad decision there. Well, actually, right now I'm having problems as well because I don't have a point guard in that league. So my point guard are Malcolm Brogdon, who got injured. Now I'm left with Patrick Beverley and Monte Morris, which is a shame.
Pat Bev is not bad. I think you can survive.
And I just picked him up the other day. I told myself I have to pick him up, otherwise I won't have any point guard. So, but the way I'm seeing Lowry, maybe it was just right that I traded him earlier.
Yes, but hold him, guys. Hold him.
To trade him. Right.
He'll be better.
Miles Turner, we talked about Miles Turner before. We told you he's always a fast starter and then fizzles a little bit. This is early fizzling, but I think he'll be back. I mean, he'll have good games.
The 31 minutes is not bad. That's better. But I don't know Brogdon's absence, will that help him or not? Because more shots, I guess. But Brogdon is a better point guard, so they have better chances to score if Brogdon is there. TJ McConnell has been terrible. So
just one game. It's just one game. Come on.
Yeah. He had 14 attempts. That's good. So,
but that's very, very rare for McConnell to have 14 attempts. And how many makes did he have?
4.
That's a very rare, because McConnell's field goal percentage is
high.
Quite high for someone who's a point guard, and he doesn't shoot much threes. Just very mid-range type of.
Not a good game for McConnell in his start today, but as long as Brogdon is out, I think he should be owned.
Yeah. And maybe, hopefully, that also affected some of Miles Turner's performance today. Zubac, he has been dropped in some of my leagues.
Oh, really?
a couple. And Jeff picked him up in one of the leagues that we were together. And he was happy, 14, but I don't know he'll be happy. Yeah, it's a 14 team.
I guess he's not what we hoped he would be to start the season, but I don't agree in dropping him. I think he's not top 100 for sure. Maybe not even top 120, but we know what we can get from Zubac. The problem is his free throws have been terrible this year also, 50 something percent. He's averaging career low 5 rebounds.
It seems like a lot of players are struggling from the free throws.
Yes. And with Zubac though, the problem is his rebounds have not been there. We're happy with 8 points and 8 or 9 rebounds. We're happy with that. But if you give us 3 points, 4 rebounds, and then shoot 1 of 4 from the free throw line, that's bad.
Yeah.
But when you watch the games, it's been tough on him because the system is different without Kawhi. It's been Paul George, Reggie. It's been the guards. They've been trying to do one-on-one with the guards a lot of times. So maybe the system also has affected him. But he's not droppable in my opinion. Not yet. It's hard to find centers.
Hard to find centers and hard to find a player who's as efficient as Zubac.
Usually efficient. So give him a little time. There's a track record there. I think he'll be better.
Yep. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, another hot player during the draft. Fizzling.
Field goal wise, 20 out of 70 the past 4 games since the first 2 games. Man,
like a KPJ light.
Not that bad. Not that bad. This is like a Marcus Smart.
Marcus Smart. Because he better has without the assists. Without the assists.
Yeah, but he has the steals and the blocks. Yes, he's actually one of the better steals and blocks guy for a guard. Mm-hmm. So that's helpful. The worry I have now is he's not shooting well. Josh Hart came back, and then Trey Murphy got 22 minutes. So with so many players now in New Orleans, I don't know if he'll get 35, 32. Today he got 28 only. If that becomes the trend, not good for him.
Yeah,
not good.
You said Josh Hart came back.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna play Josh Hart.
Yeah, because they paid
20
him
something. Yeah,
because they paid him for him to play, right?
Yeah.
So and he's young, so they that could impact. Let's see what happens there with Josh Hart. Colin Sexton finally won the last of our worry players. I have one Colin Sexton. Was hoping just the points. I didn't really hope anything else other than just score for me, but I guess it's the different system that's affecting him.
In fairness to him, his other stats have been same.
Yeah.
Percentage, rebounds, assists, steals, almost the same. The points is 6 points less. But that's big for him because the other stats are really very minuscule, very small. So his value is really all on points.
Yep.
And last year, 25 points for a 80th pick or 70-something pick or even lower was great, right? Yep. So now if he give you 16, 17, 18 points, doesn't seem as appetizing. Plus the fact that his average went up only because of one game where Garland didn't play. That game he played, he scored a lot.
Yeah.
The other games, like today, I think he only had 9 points. I'm not sure. Or
single digit, maybe.
Yeah. So that's a worry. Well, it's a hold, but maybe the Lowry owner would want to target Sexton.
If you want points. If you need bad, because you won't get the points from Lowry. I mean, I don't think you'll get the points. You'll get the other stats, but not the points.
That's gonna be an easy sell. I give you points, you give me assists, steals, and threes, right?
Yeah. I mean,
that's good.
Sexton can shoot some threes, but he's not really. But he can shoot some threes. Maybe it's a system, another system issue here for a player.
More usage.
That 3 big lineup.
Yes.
They're trying to work around that 3 big lineup, which is. I think is somehow effective.
Yeah, they've been better. They played well. They're playing well. A while ago they lost, but they played well.
Yep.
And Rubio. Sexton is only playing 30 minutes a game. Last year he was playing 35.
Yeah.
And
so
Rubio is
back up.
Yeah. Rubio is averaging 28. Garland is averaging 28 to 29, and Sexton is averaging 28 to 29. So they're splitting the minutes.
Yeah.
So that's bad for him.
No, but again, it's hard to see why he can't score. Maybe it's just bad shooting. Because Rubio has been scoring.
Yes, but if you give him 7 less minutes to score, that's big. 7 minutes is huge. Because plus the fact that you have to give Lauri Markkanen is the one starting that Isaac Okoro. Okoro will not score, but Markkanen will take a lot of 3-pointers, lots of attempts. So from there, I mean, I'm shocked he's only 7 points down. He might be even higher if you know, if the Garland was not injured.
Yeah. So well,
not positive for Sexton.
Not positive, and it could be.
I'm generally staying away. Unless you're.
If you have him like me, good thing I just have him in one league, and I really needed points in that. And that's why I drafted him. Otherwise, I'm not really a big fan. But we'll see what happens with Sexton but the Cavs are playing well. I mean, it's intriguing, the 3 big lineup, and it's intriguing to watch. And
Mobley.
With Mobley, Allen, and even Markkanen has been not
decent.
Not as bad as the previous years. It's
Markkanen is I think is a 14-team guy, not a 12-team guy, but a 14-team guy. He's worth the 14-team roster spot. Mobley, the best rookie again today. 23 points.
We haven't seen Cade, but could be the front runner for the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, could be. I think he could be better than Cade. We're gonna see it.
Actually, him and Scotty Barnes have been killing it. I mean, Scotty Barnes today played another great game.
Yes.
And he's not on the list, but I just saw that game, and he can shoot from the mid range. He can do a lot of things, and he's a very high energy kind of guy, and it's not hard to love him.
I guess let's talk about them. We're in the worry players, right? So I didn't put Chris Boucher, but I guess we have to talk about him a little bit just to give an update. He played more. He played 18 minutes today. Some people have said that drop him. I think he's a drop also, but let's monitor the minutes. I mean, the question of whether to drop or not is who you will add him with. If you're going to tell me that you have a strong team, that you're just going to stream his roster spot, I'll agree with that. If you have a 13 roster team and then 12 of your players are really good and Boucher is a 13th and you want a streaming spot, that's okay. But if you're dropping Boucher to get someone permanent in your team, make sure that person is worth it.
It's really permanent.
Yeah. Make sure.
He was dropped in a 16-team league. I mean,
Boucher?
I can't believe in a 16-team league. We have a 16-team league. Boucher was dropped. Norm Powell was dropped.
No, those are not drops. Boucher in a 16 league.
I'm frustrated because I'm so far out the waiver.
Well, Boucher.
I can't believe they dropped those guys.
Boucher in 12 to 15 minutes will give you 1 steal, 2 blocks. So that's the very least. Of course, we're talking about no Siakam yet. If Siakam comes, we'll have to reevaluate everything again. We'll see what happens. But as of now, we're talking about Scotty Barnes, right? Scotty Barnes, I think the way I saw the game a while ago, they had a lineup where they had OG, Scotty Barnes, and then what's the name of that guy?
Delano Benton?
Yeah, Delano Banton or Danton Balano or whatever.
He's a very tall point guard.
And Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent. So they had no Achua, no Boucher, no Birch, and they just played OG at center. So I think Barnes, they will find minutes for Barnes. That's why I said just
he's good.
Enjoy.
He is very how can I say it? He's very his skill set, very versatile. His skill set is very versatile. as you can see, he can pass the ball. He can get those assists. He can rebound. He can score. He can do a lot of things. And I won't be surprised if later on he'll get more steals, of course, some blocks, because he's a long dude. I mean, these Toronto Raptors they're pretty much the same. I was just telling them only Van Fleet is the undersized there, right? Even that Banton guy.
I guess we could segue to the by players with the Danton Balano.
Delano Banton.
Delano Banton.
Yeah. He is 6'6", and he is played long as a point guard.
And super long.
Yep. Really, he doesn't look 6'6". He looks like 6'8" on TV or 6'9". So yeah, he is one of our buy players, but Toronto has all these big long guys that can easily switch off defense on defense.
When Delano Banton was picked, a lot of draft experts were like, who's this guy? I mean, they know this guy, but why is he picked? He was never in any mock draft.
He's a second round, right?
Yeah, never in any mock draft. So it was out of nowhere. But he's a Canadian native, Toronto native, if I'm not mistaken. So people said there was that, let's pick a hometown guy just for PR reasons. But I was shocked that he was being played, and I was shocked that he's a point guard. And when I saw that Goran Dragic was not playing the past few games and he was playing, I said it's a matter of time this guy would get value. And if you're in a 16 or 18 team league, in some 14 team league, if you're really, really down with injuries, I think he could be somebody to add for the meantime in your team.
Yeah, so Delano Banton is one of our buy players. He had 22 minutes. His minutes have been increasing, so let's see if that trend continues. He has had more minutes than Boucher. Right. And he's been used to guard the guards. I mean...
Well, because if you watch Boucher is not really good. I don't know. Fantasy manager has overrated him because of the stats.
He's not. If you watch real games...
Yeah, he's not good.
He always asks for the ball, right?
Yeah.
I can see him in the offense. Whenever he sets a screen, he asks for the ball outside the 3-point range. Always raising his arms like this and trying to get the attention of the guard.
And he's a 29-year-old guy, so there's no sense in developing him.
Banton, another buy player, Josh Hart.
Talked about him.
We talked about him a bit. He is back. We were not sure if the minutes will be there, but he got paid, so I think the minutes should be there.
He got 20-something, 25. So that's okay. For deep leagues, that's okay already. He'll get the 6-7 rebounds a game, the usual.
Yeah.
I think.
Cody Martin, another solid player in Charlotte. Make sure you get the right Martin.
Yeah. The Charlotte Martin, not the
Miami Martin.
And Cody's top 80 this year. I know Rozier is still out, but I don't know when Rozier will come back. So I guess,
he's solid. If you played last season's playoffs, in the playoffs, he and his brother were two of the guys who were really solid.
Nothing special, but he's I guess if you're trying on picking up Bruce Brown, it's better to pick up Cody Martin for the meantime while Rozier is out. That's one. And if PJ Washington was dropped, I think you should pick him up. He had a better game today already. I told you guys, I said even in 25 minutes, which he got today, he can produce steals and blocks, which is what he did last year. And today, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 7.5 rebounds. So pick him up. Hold him.
Luke Kennard has been shooting really well.
And I'm comparing him to Patty Mills, Luke Kennard. I think you should pick up Kennard over Mills.
Mm-hmm. Because he can probably do more.
Yes. That's the reason.
He's like a Huerter.
Sort of like a Huerter. 13 points, 3 tournaments, 3 pointers. So I think he can give you 3 assists a game, right? He has ball handling duties for the second team. So if you're sticking with Patty Mills, I think you can switch to Luke Kennard. He's mostly available anyway.
Luke Kennard is there. Carmelo Anthony. We talked about Carmelo Anthony.
I hope you got him. Super hot today.
And LaMarcus Aldridge still being probably right now is the top big man for the Nets.
Yeah, it's tough.
Well, it's not the competition is not it's not competitive really. I mean, it's not. What's the right word? His
not much competition.
There's really not much competition there for him.
Today he had a great game again, but I'm sure the next game he'll have a bad game. So if you want to find a good game of LaMarcus, then good luck. But he would have these games here and there, but you cannot do it every game. If you're in a deep league, though, yeah, you should be rostering him. If you're in a deep league, if you're in a 14-team league, maybe week by week or game by game basis.
Yep.
Right,
matchup.
Just
stream him depending on the matchups. Because Brooklyn has been playing matchups as well.
Today, if they're asking how do you know in the matchup, they're playing Indiana. Indiana kind of a little not too fast paced, and they have two bigs, Sabonis and Miles Turner. So for sure, Brooklyn will be playing LaMarcus and maybe another big. So that would help. That would help him his value. Help him get more time.
Yeah. So those are our buy players. PJ Washington, as we said, returned today. Played well. Jalen Suggs, another player who played well today. But Cole Anthony also played well today. Just without the defensive stats, but overall has been quite good.
Unbelievable what he's doing, this guy Cole Anthony.
Yeah. But yeah, we're still early, like we always say. Still early. We'll see what happens with the rotation there in Orlando. But Suggs, it was a welcome sight for him to play well. 21 points. I think he had 21 today.
21, 4, and 6, I think.
Not bad shooting. And I think he had a steal or a couple of steals. I think.
Yes.
And a block. I think he had also a block. So yeah, solid outing for Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony. Both of those guys right now, I think, on a 14 team should be rostered. Should not be in a 12 team. Maybe I think they're still worth the roster. Cole Anthony's been playing better. I think he's top 80, 70 at this point.
Top 70, and Cole Anthony should be added everywhere. I don't care if it's 10 or 12. Somebody asked, it's an 8-team league. I said 8 times 13, maybe 104 players in your roster. I still think he should be rostered because he's hot. Doesn't matter if he's drafted wherever, but
or not drafted at all.
Yeah, especially in an 8-team league. In an 8-team league, if someone's hot, pick him up. Don't.
Because there will be a lot of players who you will be dropping and adding because there's a lot of quality players there.
Yes, don't fret about dropping a quality player because you will be able to get.
Obviously, you won't drop your first 6 picks, right? You probably won't drop your first 6 picks, but if anywhere beyond that, you can
example, if you have Kyle Lowry and you saw Cole Anthony playing this well and you say, I'm just holding on my Kyle Lowry because he's Kyle Lowry, I cannot drop him, and you're in an 8-team league, you will lose. So just make the switch. If it's an 8-team league, you have to be fast. Just make the switches, because go with the hot players. There will be a lot of hot players. I have no 8-team league right now. I have 14 teams. So in 14-team leagues, it's different, because when you want to drop a player who's not performing and you look at the waiver wire, it's even worse. So there's no one to get.
And you also think about whether you can get him back or not, right? In an 8-team league, even if you drop a player, there's a big chance you can still get that player back.
Yes, because if you can't fit him in your roster, what makes you think that the other teams can fit that struggling guy?
Right? We'll want him. So that's the difference there.
So league settings are important. League settings, league and size.
That goes to say, of course, in a 16-team or in an 18-team league. I mean, players like, I really can't believe they dropped Norm Powell and Chris Boucher. I mean, I couldn't get anyone from the waiver wire, and then they dropped these high-valued guys.
Maybe next time.
I mean, I have like a player like Ish Smith, for example. That's my last guy in the roster.
Maybe what we can do
can't
is
drop him because I can't find another player who
maybe what we can do
better.
is if they drop them, next time we talk about it here in the show, you tell us who they added so we can discuss if that was a really
I'm sure it's not a good ad.
Yeah, but at least, we can explain to them why you don't
the
drop players.
Boucher I could understand a bit.
I can't accept Boucher being dropped in 16 or 18 team leagues. Not now. Unless he's getting DNPs. Like, let's say Goran. Yeah, Goran is a drop in 16 team leagues. Goran Dragic, because he's a DNP already. 0. Gives you zeros. But if someone still gives you 1 steal and 2 blocks in a 16 team league or 18 team league, there's value in that. There's value in that.
You see, Norm Powell was dropped for Kent Bazemore.
No. There's no explanation. I don't need to explain that. I don't think you drop Norm Powell for Kent Bazemore. I don't even think Kent Bazemore can be added in rostered in 18 team leagues. So
who was Boucher dropped for? Couldn't find it. Anyway, that's it for our daily fantasy quickie. Hope this was again helpful for you guys, and hope you are enjoying the weekend, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye guys.